Joanne, that's the greetings. Say hello. Thank you. So, again, start with Chufurufa. Or Gisere Uchira. Say, my name is Eagle Elk, Lavelle Eagle Elk, and I'm Bear Clan from Skurure Wokan, which is Tuscarora Indians. Have any of y'all ever heard of Tuscarora before? Yes. Has anybody heard of Tuscarora? Yes. Okay, so that looks like it's half and half. The reason I'm asking is because I'm gonna give a little blurb of a acknowledgement. This is Tuscarora land that we're standing on. Now I'm going to affirm this by saying we're still standing on the land now. Have you heard of the Haudenosaunee? Yes. I'm going to put it in English. Have you heard of the Iroquois Confederacy? Yes. Because I hear us talking about democracy and we're talking about suppression. We live in a culture of suppression. I don't have to tell y'all that, you already know. We live in a culture of suppression. The Iroquois Confederacy, or the Haudenosaunee, which means the people of the Longhouse, brought democracy to the European, to the colonists when they came here. They didn't know democracy before they met our people. Women were running away to come to the native tribes because they see native women active in government. They were able to pick who the chiefs were and fire them. They were able to send you to war or not. Everybody had their roles to play. Then when the colonists came here and we acknowledged, we seen the women, they were suppressed. Speak when you're spoken to. So we live in a culture of suppression. I've heard one of my teachers call it a death culture. Do you all know what happened a few weeks ago up in Swansboro, North Carolina? Okay, I'm getting ready to lead to that. I'm gonna lead right into it. We are here in New Hanover County, Brunswick County, Bladen County, Columbus, Pender, Onslow, Bertie County, Robeson County. We have at least 4 Tuscarora tribes in North Carolina, but nobody has heard of it. You hear the Lumbee, you hear the Wakamasuan, you hear of the Kohari, the Halawasaponi, the Okinawa. You hear of all the tribes. You definitely hear about the Cherokee, but you don't hear about us. Because when it comes to the Iroquois Confederacy, we are all about real democracy, not this color of democracy, which means fake democracy. We're not about the fakeness. What happened in Swansboro, North Carolina, we were up there for a prayer meeting. Our folks gathered to have a prayer circle because the archaeologists said they've made the most significant discovery in over 30 years when they found one of our villages with multiple longhouses and a lot of burial remains there. So while we were there, the men, we spent maybe an hour and a half there. The men, most of the men left. We left a few elders there, women and children. And when we left, our women were attacked by white residents. And the children, and the elders, every last one of them. There was articles written up about it, little news blurbs up in Raleigh, but all of y'all probably didn't hear nothing about that. Because it's suppressed. I'm gonna tell you something else that's suppressed. The relationship of indigenous and black African Americans. I'm gonna build up on that. That relationship is suppressed. I'm gonna tell you why. Look at the Seminoles and what they were able to do. The United States military said this is not an Indian war, this is a Negro war. In North Carolina, the Tuscarora took in many Africans before enslavement and afterwards. Eventually, the Tuscarora were forced to move and leave, but they had to leave their darker relatives behind. And they became enslaved. So the Tuscarora were, and not just the Tuscarora, but the indigenous people, African people, and some Europeans who were indentured. All of us were in the swamps trying to hide, creating new bloodlines, merging bloodlines. I have relatives now who can pass for white, black, and all in between. That's just the nature of the East Coast. Everybody is mixed. The majority of us is. But that information, everything is suppressed. I'm gonna teach y'all a word. I'm gonna teach you a phrase really quick. If you can repeat after me. Wakaya snariske. Wakaya snariske. That means we are stronger together. When we stand together, they can't suppress us. They can only suppress us when people don't know. Ignorance is an enemy. So start learning about 1898. Start learning about the indigenous people in North Carolina. Yes, I called out all of the tribes in North Carolina. I'm not speaking bad or ill against them. I'm just speaking about how we're being suppressed. We have so much to bring to the table, but they are afraid of us because of our history. We're not wanting to take anything over. We just want to be. That's it. So standing together with all of my brothers and sisters out here, you're here because you know, but there's a lot of people who don't. The things that we can accomplish if we just stood together, if we just stood together, the things that we can accomplish. Martin Luther King said, the day we're born, I don't want to misquote him, so I'm going to just put it in my words. When we're born, basically he said, if you remain silent, that's the same as death. That's me putting it in my own words. If you remain silent, that's the same as death. So family, stand together, get out there, do what you need, what you know you need to do. Put the right person in there. Make your voice heard. And let's change this country. Yeah.